This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. So I was lucky enough to get my hands on an early copy of Double Dragon Gaiden. As far as first impressions go, I liked what this title had to offer. It was attempting to blend the beat-em-up action the series is known for, with roguelite elements to keep the addiction going. For the most part, I think this works and creates a fun experience that includes the appreciated local co-op options. We rarely see this included in many AAA games. It's like they cannot be bothered to include it anymore. So whenever I see it, I want to praise the developers for including it, especially seeing it here. Beat-em-ups and local co-op go together like peanut butter and jelly. They belong together and should always be paired. And most importantly, this game is fun.
More from me.
Double Dragon centers all of its gameplay around the beat-em-up action. Punching and kicking are both very satisfying. The sound effects are good, along with the impact from the enemies flopping all over. You have a few different moves that you can combine for combos. You have your standard attack combos and jump attacks, but you can also grab most enemies, and depending on the character, you can perform different grapple attacks on them. Enemies will often drop various weapons from blades, bats, pipes, and a few more. And just like a good beat-em-up, they provide you with a short power boost and break after a few hits. Your special meter is used for your super attacks, and each character has their own specific moves. Some are ranged attacks, others are charging attacks, and the supers you unleash depend on the direction you're using them, meaning that when you're standing still or moving, this will cause you to do different super moves. Double Dragon has this interesting mechanic where you can swap to another character while in a level. So at the start of the game, you will select two different characters. Now, like I mentioned before, your super bar is used for your moves, but this can also be used to switch to another character. If your current character is low on health, you can instantly throw in the other one that you have in reserve. The character switch is really useful when enemies have you in a combo, because changing characters instantly breaks the combo for the enemy. This is a fun mechanic and used well here for a beat-em-up game. And as you unlock more characters, this allows for more interesting combinations. You might select two characters because they help to balance each other out. For example, one might be better at ranged fighting, whereas another is best used as a tank. It is an appreciated option for more personalization. When you start the game, you have access to 4 different characters. Billy and Jimmy act like how you would expect for a brawler. For the base characters, they are also the only ones who can pick up weapons. I tried the other 2 characters as well. Marion is an interesting one that I wasn't expecting because she is pretty much all ranged. Her basic attack is a handgun with a bunch of ranged supers. Even what would be her grapple is also a different attack. Their uncle is that tank-type character for the group. We cannot pick up weapons here as well, but he can literally pick up people and throw them at others. He fights with a riot shield too. The base characters are good, with more to unlock later. Now, Double Dragon essentially provides old-school action with modern progression. As you defeat enemies, you will earn money. The money is used between stages on upgrades. These can help you increase your different characters' stats and prove certain special moves, along with other upgrades. What is interesting is that you can use the money and cash it in as continues if you die, also letting you bank the money for tokens after your run. Tokens allow you to unlock new characters, art, and music tracks. This stuff works pretty well, and for the most part, the mission upgrades do help to make runs a bit more unique. What also contributes to this is that you can select what order of the levels to do. So if you want to start with, say, Stage C as your first, you can do that. The order is up to the player. What I liked about this is that the first stage you choose will only have 1 level, and the second you choose will have 2, and then the final 3rd and 4th stages will have 3. So this means that depending on the stages you choose, you will see more or less of the available stages. I like this because at least early on, there is this freshness to seeing new levels mixed in. Boss fights are generally fun and have their own uniqueness to each of them, making them feel distinct from each other, either through their personality or the moves they use. Lastly, I like the variety of levels, and really enjoyed the stage in the casino with so many things to break.
Well done! Awesome.
Now overall I did like this title, but I did have some issues with it. There are moments that feel cheap with some of the enemy attacks, and I feel like this is something worth mentioning because I don't know if this is an actual balancing issue or the developers are just trying to emulate what would be one of the ways that we would see those classic beat-em-ups, because in many ways those classic games also had cheap moments as well. Marion's bazooka attack is one of the best specials in the game, so much so that it is vastly better than many of the other characters' specials. For one, it is a ranged attack and the area of effect is pretty good as well, which means you can get those health bonuses very easily while using it. I think I could excuse this imbalance a bit more if it was, say, an unlockable character, but she is one of the starting 4 and she just wrecks most things, which is fun, but I think it does create this imbalance within the game. Since using her and her attack is so fun, part of me thinks the solution is just balancing out the other characters' specials better, so that they're on par with hers rather than nerfing her. There is also this one boss fight that I think could use some tweaks and balancing there. I found the helicopter boss fight to be a bit too long, and it felt like it dragged compared to the other encounters. Now I do like the token system and upgrades that you can get on your run, but I think this area of the game could have been a bit more. I think we should have more meaningful upgrades for the tokens. Maybe use them to increase the chance of seeing new weapons, or maybe new costumes or colors for characters. What is here is good and fun, but some of these things maybe could be included in a potential sequel. Double Dragon Gaiden is a fun title. Its throwback action blends well with some of the modern progression we are used to. The beat-em-up action is solid, and the starting cast provides a nice base for the unlockable characters to build off of. I really do love that there is local co-op options here. We need more stuff like it. And I know that I am biased, but when it comes to this mode, since I grew up with it, I love seeing it included. But local play always is the type of stuff that allows content to live on forever. You get good retro action mixed with some fun roguelite elements here, with enough unlocks to keep you coming back. I hope we get a sequel and see them enhance and iron out this combination of elements even further. Have you played Double Dragon Gaiden? If so, let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.